Yes, thank you very much. And one of those is in offshore wind development. So we do collaborate a lot with Hyundai at the moment. Yeah, the Korea government has set two goals, and the newest goal is the 2030 target of 14.3 gigawatts of offshore wind capacity.
깨끗하고 따뜻하고 투명한 기업 만들기 프로젝트 경제와 놀자 깨.따.투 박진입니다. 안녕하세요. 제가 오늘 강남에 나왔습니다. 되게 귀중한 분을 모시고 우리 한국의 해상풍력에 대해 좀 얘기를 해보려고 하는데요. 한국 해상풍력 시장을 선도해보겠다라고 마음을 먹고 독일에서부터 멀리 날아오신 분이 계신데 한 분 모셔서 이야기를 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 반갑습니다.
감사합니다.
RWE 이렇게 적혀 있는데요. 좀 한국 사람들한테는 조금 생소할 수도 있을 것 같아요. 어떤 회사인지 소개를 조금 해주실 수 있을까요?
RWE is a global company, but I think a company that's very new to Korea. We are actually 125 years old, so established in 1898. At the time when we were established, electricity was almost non-existent in places like agriculture, industry, and also in general households. However, as the use and sales of electricity really started to increase and boom, RWE grew as a company substantially, and we're very proud to have been able to provide many generations with electricity to be able to bring about great prosperity in society. We are a company that's changed with the times. We used to operate one of the most sophisticated fleets of coal and nuclear power stations in the world. However, today we are a company that operates very large solar farms and wind farms globally as well. At the moment, we have plans to deploy over 55 billion euros of capital in order to build capacity of over 65 gigawatts by 2030. And that's in green technologies globally. So we really do have big ambitions to keep meeting the demands of society to decarbonize, to change as a company to reflect society's changing needs and to really stay relevant. And here for Korea, you know, it really is our goal to assist the Korean government and Korean society in decarbonising their energy supply and playing a meaningful role in that.
RWE를 저도 좀 생소한 회사였는데 125년이나 된 회사네요. 근데 지사장님 소개를 안 들은 것 같아요. 어디서 뭐 하시다가 한국에 오셨는지 한번 소개 부탁드릴게요.
Yes, thank you very much. I've been with RWE for almost 14 years now. I started with RWE in the United Kingdom. I'm originally born and raised in Australia, but I started my career with RWE in the United Kingdom, and I worked there primarily on onshore wind development, but then also in onshore and offshore wind operations in the commercial asset management side. And I joined here in Korea almost 2 years ago, where I'm very pleased to take the role of the country manager and leading our efforts here to build an offshore wind portfolio, build great relationships with partners, industry, and really look at how we can work together with Korean companies to decarbonize and also deliver the offshore wind targets that the government has set.
여기 오시고 나서 한국지사에 어떤 성과나 그런 게 있다면 좀 소개 좀 부탁드릴게요.
When I joined, we were only 9 employees, and now we are 50 employees. So there's been some great growth, and it's across all of our different disciplines, from project development through to finance, financial controlling. We also have a media and comms department, events management, HR, engineering, procurement, all of the areas we need in order to build a long-term sustainable business. We've also managed to submit 2 electricity business license applications for 1 gigawatts of offshore wind. And for us, that was a major achievement to be able to work with Korean stakeholders, work with Korean companies to be able to put an application together for the consideration of the ERC. So that's been a very key milestone. And finally, I think we've established a fantastic relationship with Hyundai Engineering and Construction, where we've made an agreement to work together in a number of areas, and one of those is in offshore wind development. So we do collaborate a lot with Hyundai at the moment, and we look forward to continuing to grow that relationship.
지금 하고 있는 프로젝트들이 있는데 그거에 대한 자세한 얘기를 좀 듣고 싶어요. 어디 위치를 하고 있고 또 어떤 목표로 좀 하고 있는지, 뭐 기간은 어떻게 보시는지.
The first project is Project Sohae. That's a 500 megawatt fixed bottom project based in Taean County. We have submitted an EBO application for that project, and we hope to hear a positive result in the near future. The next project is Project NSU. That is also a 500 megawatt fixed bottom project that is based in Shinan County as well, and we've also submitted an EBO application for that project. We then have a 2 gigawatt project in Incheon, and that project has an OPPW, and we are preparing to deploy FLIDARs in that area as well. So that project's a very young project where we were very fortunate to secure the OPPWs for that late last year, I think about August time. We also have a partnership with Hyundai Engineering and Construction, where we're exploring a number of different opportunities to work together on offshore wind development.
다른 국가들, 아시아의 많은 국가들이 사실 해상풍력을 하겠다고 얘기를 많이 하고 있습니다. 뭐 대만 같은 경우에는 훨씬 앞서 나가고 있고 또 일본도 역시 많이 하려고 하는데 아시아 시장 가운데서 한국이 좀 매력적인 시장으로 좀 볼 수 있는 건지 해상풍력과 관련해서 어떻게 생각하시는지 말씀 부탁드립니다.
It's a very good question because I think global competitiveness and global attractiveness of different markets is very important. In terms of Korea, we do see it as an attractive market. We believe the market fundamentals in Korea are quite strong. So Korea is the 8th largest power consumer globally. Per capita, it's the 3rd largest. It has a export-based economy, and its economy and GDP is led by exports, and there is a global trend, and also not only trend but requirement to decarbonize, and we're seeing many countries overseas and many states bringing in measures to make sure that if they are decarbonizing themselves, that products that are imported are also meeting the same decarbonization requirements. So we feel that there is a growing demand to decarbonize in Korea, particularly to keep its export economy competitive, and we believe that offshore wind has a really important role to play within that. There are a number of different options and technologies for decarbonization that Korea has at its disposal. However, we feel that maybe onshore wind and solar has some limitations for geographical reasons. We believe that nuclear has a role to play, and while that may increase, we believe that the timescales to deliver nuclear are not going to be able to meet the decarbonisation targets, and that's where offshore wind comes in. Offshore wind is really able to deliver large-scale decarbonised energy within short time frames.
해외 개발자 입장에서 봤을 때 또 다른 좀 한국의 해상풍력의 시장에 잠재력이 좀 있다면 어떤 게 있을지.
The geological conditions and the ocean conditions are good in Korea. So particularly down the west coast, we think that the water depths are actually quite good. We feel that there is the potential for port infrastructure to be upgraded to be able to accommodate offshore wind, so there's potential there as well. And yeah, we really feel that in Korea there are a number of different areas that help to make projects not too complex to deliver compared to some other markets.
프로젝트를 하면 이렇게 많이 다들 이런 말씀 많이 하세요. 좀 인허가 이런 것도 문제가 많고 그래서 막 법이 빨리 통과됐으면 좋겠다라고 얘기하시는데 잘 안 되고 있는 것 같습니다. 그럼에도 불구하고 우리가 또 한국이 지금 목표를 하고 있는 해상풍력 보급이 있잖아요. 그 보급 프로젝트에 대한 목표치 달성이 좀 어떻게 가능하다고 보시는지 어떻게 보시는지.
Yeah, the Korea government has set two goals, and the newest goal is the 2030 target of 14.3 gigawatts of offshore wind capacity. In order to achieve that goal, we feel it is really important that the special bill on offshore wind is passed. I think it's pretty evident that the current system has not been designed to deliver goals of that magnitude, and we very much commend the goal of 14.3 gigawatts and think that this is a good step forward for decarbonisation in Korea. However, passing that special bill and being able to set the regulatory framework to be able to run competitive processes where strong, capable companies who have the financial and also the technical resources and experience to deliver offshore wind are able to deliver these projects for the government. I think that's what's really important. So being able to make sure we have a system in place that allows also the government to set out a roadmap towards 2030, and we feel that the roadmap would be very important on a number of different fronts. It would allow the government to declare how many gigawatts of offshore wind capacity they want to see delivered every year up to 2030. And then once that sort of roadmap is set out, developers like us, the supply chain as well, all the different companies in Korea who have the capability and the will to support the build out of offshore wind can all start to invest and can all start to make plans to support the delivery of those targets and bring the industry to Korea globally, and also to grow the local domestic industry as well. So the target is a good target, and we feel that having the special bill, which provides the regulatory framework to allow the government to start setting out a roadmap and delivering gigawatts per year is a good approach.
올해 목표가 있다면 좀 어떤 걸 목표로 하고 계신지 마지막으로 좀 부탁드립니다.
Our goals for this year are really to progress the maturity of our projects that we have in Korea. So really to continue to develop them and continue to get more permits that we require in order to build those projects eventually. So that's one of our key goals. The other goal is to really grow the experience and capabilities of our team here in Korea. So out of our team of 50 people, over 90% of those people are from Korea. They're Korean natives. And we have a great connection with all of the different expertise across our global organization, from engineering, procurement, from development, all of the different areas we need, the commercial areas, the finance areas, to be able to import a lot of that best practice and global experience into our team here in Korea. So really developing the maturity and capability of our team is also one of our key goals. Finally, also building stronger relationships with Korean partners, the Korean supply chain, working more with Korean companies is definitely one of our key goals. And in particular, continuing to develop our good relationship with Hyundai Engineering and Construction in offshore wind development here in Korea.
오늘 글로벌 회사와 함께 국내 해상 풍력에 대해서 좀 얘기도 해보고 해외 얘기도 좀 해봤는데요. 귀한 시간 내주신 데이비드존스 지사님 너무 감사합니다.
감사합니다.